What is one of the best aspects of a first-person shooter? Guns. 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 See an enemy player? Shoot him! It's satisfying as hell when you come across another player and blast them full of lead. Or in Halo's case, lead, superheated plasma, or hard light. It was satisfying back in the olden days, and it's still satisfying today. For me personally, one of the sweetest additions to Halo was the ability to dual wield weapons in Halo 2. Giving the player the ability to pick up another weapon and wield two weapons at once was just a plain awesome idea. Want to blast someone with twice the plasma? Burn them. Want to dual wield two submachine guns? Gun them down. Want a combination of the two? Rather it be the noob combo or an SMG and plasma rifle? Why not? I love the ability to dual wield in Halo and the variety that it offers. Now, despite being a great addition to the series, after being introduced in Halo 2 and brought back in Halo 3, dual wielding would sadly be taken out of every Halo game that would come afterwards. Halo 3 ODST was the first Halo that didn't bring back dual wielding. Now, I can understand that Bungie probably wanted the player to feel weaker because they aren't playing as a badass Spartan or a badass Elite, but they could have done it without removing dual wielding. And being that ODST was strictly PvE with campaign and the newly introduced firefight mode, it just seemed pointless to me. Halo Reach didn't have dual wielding either, but I give Reach a pass given that Bungie wanted its final game to go back to its roots with its look and gameplay. Now, I honestly expected dual wielding to make a return in Halo 4 and then later Halo 5, given that dual wielding was loved by fans and that many people, including myself, were wanting to see it come back. But to my shock and the shock of a lot of us, both Halo 4 and Halo 5 didn't bring back dual wielding. Now here's my issue with that. You introduce a new feature that people loved in Halo 2 and 3. And when you introduce a feature that people love that doesn't break your game, you don't just take that feature out. You build upon it in any way that you can. And that's what this video is about. How 343 can bring back dual wielding, how to make it work for everyone, and how to make it better. Now, one of the biggest issues that people have with dual wielding in Halo is that it causes weapons like the pistol, the plasma rifle, the SMG to be weaker, because in Halo 2 and Halo 3, all weapons that could be dual wielded would deal half the normal damage that it would do in Halo 4 and Halo 5. Now that is a good argument, and I understand why people would not want dual wielding to come back because of that, because they want weapons to deal full damage. So what 343 can do is introduce a toggle option for dual wielding for matchmaking playlists in custom games. Give players the tools to adjust dual wielding to their desire for custom games, and let fans decide which playlists should have dual wielding and which ones shouldn't. If most fans want dual wielding in a certain matchmaking playlist, then 343 can just toggle dual wielding on in that particular playlist and set the weapons that can be dual wielded to deal half the normal damage, just like in Halo 2 and Halo 3. But if most fans don't want it in a particular playlist like SWAT or Infection, then 343 can toggle off dual wielding and have all of those weapons deal full damage like in Halo 5. I think that would be a nice compromise between the two sides, and you can always go back to custom games and the campaign if you want to dual wield. And speaking of campaign, there is absolutely no reason for 343 to not bring it back in either campaign or firefight. Now the biggest issue that I've always had with dual wielding was that whenever you performed a melee when holding two weapons, you would always drop your second weapon, which makes no fucking sense. Realistically, if you're gonna melee someone with a gun, you're not gonna drop your other gun. Now I understand that there's balancing reasonings behind that and that there should be a downside to dual wielding, but I feel like the downside should at least make sense. So in my opinion, if Spartan abilities return in Halo 6, here's how it should be done. While dual wielding, you should be able to sprint, melee without dropping your second weapon, slide, and use thruster packs, but on the downside, I do not think you should be able to use stabilizers, ground pound, clamber, or Spartan charge. So with all of this said, dual wielding is a great feature. It has its problems, but I feel like dual wielding has its place in Halo and shouldn't be dropped because of these flaws. And if 343 brings back dual wielding in Halo 6 with the solutions that I've provided in this video, I think that many longtime fans of the series could end up being very, very pleased.